Hello Libra, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we've got the fixed air energy. This is the Prince of Swords. You've been very, very steadfast. You're someone who really, when you kind of decide something, that's it. You put your foot down and you mean it, and you're not wavering, you're not waffling, right? You say exactly what you mean. And I think you like people to be the same way. You like that very blunt energy. You want, I think you're very skilled at communication. And you like the terms to be well defined so that everybody knows what everybody means and there's no second guessing and there's no confusion, right? I think you like to spell things out very, very accurately. This is a card to me of us staying fixed in a belief about the world or about ourselves, right? And maybe it's, instead of a belief about ourselves, maybe it's a belief in ourselves. That you've never given up on yourself, right? Even when things get bad, even when things are challenging, even when other people have, you've never given up on yourself. And I think you're rather immune to the opinions of other people. I feel as if anyone who would try to discourage you or drag you down or to kind of knock you off balance is really very surprised when they're not able to move you. Okay? I think that it takes a lot of very hard evidence to move you, to change your mind. Yeah. And so this really could be, this is, a card of a fixed belief, but it might be a card of really a very stable mind, a very fixed mental energy. So maybe not exactly a belief, maybe an unbelief, maybe a disbelief or a skepticism even. Okay? This is kind of, it's sort of the card of the skeptic, right? I'm not moved by just your anecdotal evidence. I'm not moved by your appeals to emotion. I'm not moved by what is very kind of vague and iffy evidence. I want cold, hard facts if I'm going to, change my ways or change my thinking or change my mind, or if I'm going to believe in something, it's got to be real. And I've got to witness it. I've got to be convinced. You're the opposite of a gullible person anyway. Let me just say that. But what are we doing with this energy? How is it helping us in our life right now? What is going on? Well, we've got the Art or Temperance card. I feel like you are fixed in this belief about yourself, this belief in yourself. Okay? And I feel that you have the ability to remain in the fire as long as it takes to complete the work. You're not somebody that just has to keep checking on the pie to see if it's ready. It stays in there. It's done when it's done, right? It's done when it's done right. I'm not going to pull it out early. I'm not going to, it's going to be raw in the middle, right? You're the person who, if somebody's always opening up the oven to look inside, you say, leave the oven closed. You're letting the heat out, right? So I feel like you're in the middle of a very kind of challenging situation. It could be a work thing, could be something that really the heat is on. It feels like it's really a pressure cooker for you right now. But you're not budging, you're not moving, you're not being convinced otherwise. Maybe there have already been people that quit, but you are still there. Yeah. Because I think you understand that not only is this a test of your commitment, a test of your willpower, but this is a means to an end. This is something that's going to result in something absolutely wonderful for you. Okay? Otherwise, you wouldn't be there. Right? So I think that we have volunteered for this difficult thing, and we're persevering. Yeah. I think you've got a strategy about it. I think that you kind of know how you can outlast everybody else. Right? If this is some sort of, I don't know if it's a contest or whatever it is. It's because of your fixed mental energy. You really have this like mind over matter kind of thing going on right now. Let's do some more cards. I want to see what's underneath the surface here. 6 of Wands, there is your victory. I feel like you're about to really succeed in this thing. I don't know what it is, but I feel like you will be victorious. I feel that you're going to be lifted up and celebrated as the winner, as the champion, as the kind of one that kind of crossed the finish line first, whatever it is. I feel as if this is you then giving your kind of, you give that award speech and you say, it's not about me, I didn't do this, I want to thank everybody that helped, that I couldn't have done this without everybody else. You're a very gracious winner. And that's good energy to have. At the same time, you've got to be proud of what you're accomplishing. Okay? So whatever this pressure cooker is, you're about to succeed. It's just about over. It's keep your mind fixed where it is and persevere. I think you're almost there. Okay? We'll get some more context for this and see. Oh, the Eight of Swords. You weren't always like this, Libra. You weren't always so confident or so fixed in your mental energy. There was a time where you didn't know what was what. There was a time where you were confused too. And this is our past. This is a history. This is something that's still quite fixed in your mind, if I can say that. It's something that's still rather fresh. It still smarts. This is a time of indecision. This is a time of too much analysis and maybe it's part of this theme we've had for you, Libra, where your superpower card, your Libra energy, kind of makes us a little bit wishy-washy, right? A little bit waffly. I think you're coming out of that. I think that this card is really us analyzing things too much, where you're sitting there with a decision in front of you. Which cereal do I want to eat today? And we're going through all the good things and bad things, the pros and cons, this and that. We're looking at it from different angles. We're looking at it through a microscope, through a macroscope. We're looking at investigating this thing until the cows come home. Meanwhile, we're starving to death, right? And that to me is the Eight of Swords. It's analysis paralysis. It is, it's sort of like there's and this is a philosophy, I read this somewhere, I don't remember who said it first, but it's like there's a donkey with 2 bales of hay equally in the distance on either side of it, and it can't decide which one is the juicier bale of hay, which one has the advantage. So it just sits there and starves to death because it can't decide which one's the better one to go eat, right? To me, that's self-sabotage. That's Eight of Swords all the way, right? So I feel like this is kind of yesterday's news, right? And literally it is like, yesterday's tarot reading that I did for you, or the day before, whatever day it was. So I feel like this is a confirmation that those last readings were pretty right on target for you. But we're coming out of this now, and I think you're just about to experience the really big win that you need, kind of as a confirmation that you've made the right choices and decisions, and that this pressure cooker that you're in, it really is the right one for you. This is where all the best qualities of yourself are being just kind of fortified and welded together it's the perfect place for you. Wherever you are, wherever you're struggling right now is exactly where you need to be, where all of the best qualities of yourself can be forged and fused together into one adamantine soul. Yeah. Very, very, very good. I feel like this recognition for this big win is coming soon. I feel like there is a group. Got the Hierophant. Yeah, you're gonna be recognized as the master. I feel like this really is you being lifted up. I feel like you're kind of setting the standard, you're setting the example, or you're breaking some kind of a record in a way. Where other people are kind of, it's going to be your picture on the wall that everybody is going to say, oh, if I can only do it the way Libra did it, you know, that if I even get close to what they did, I'd be happy, you know. So this is really, really interesting energy. And the Hierophant is also that energy that kind of gives back. It's kind of that, it's the teacher in a way. So I almost wonder if you're at least going to be elevated to the level of a skilled master, right? Whether you're actually going to participate in some sort of a teaching role or in that environment is up to you. But I feel like you're going to be offered, you know, it's kind of like you did this so well. Do you mind sticking around and teaching the rest of us, right? And I think that it's something that you've earned, and it might even be that you already have some sort of a connection with education or teaching or something like mentorship, right? Something along those lines. And it could be that this is your aspiration. You want to excel at something to the point where you're recognized for what you can do. Not in some kind of vain or egoic way, but in a real authentic way, that you've put in so much work here, you've overcome so much in your life, that, yeah, it feels good to be recognized. And yeah, I want my picture on the wall. And yeah, I'd be willing to kind of give a lecture or teach the class or whatever it is. Yeah, because you've earned that, you know. And to deny this, I think, is kind of going hermit mode. We think of the Hierophant then putting on the cloak and kind of disappearing into the woods, refusing the call to be the kind of wise one, the teacher, you know. Rather than teaching in public, we're kind of going and retiring to our house, and we're just going to maybe teach privately, something like that. But it really is up to you. I feel like you're going to be offered this big role. And whether it's like a promotion, if it's in a business or something, but you're kind of being put head and shoulders above the rest of us for something. Yeah, I don't know quite what it is yet, but we'll see. What's in the future position? Of course, happiness. I feel as if now, Libra, you've got a very distinct laugh, don't you? I feel that you're one of these people that a lot can be discerned from the way you laugh. There's a certain laugh that maybe means you don't find it funny. Then there's another laugh that really says, like, this is bliss, that this is the best day ever, that I'm the happiest I've ever been, right? And there's a spectrum of laughter for you. There's different laughs for different occasions, and the people who really know you understand what those different laughs mean, right? But I think it's funny, the laugh when you don't think it's funny, I think is a good one that people are very aware of. But anyway, the Nine of Cups in the future position, I think that you're headed toward tremendous happiness. I feel that it's not just a physical financial happiness, because the Nine of Cups really is a kind of abundance on every plane of being. Physical financial, mental emotional, spiritual creative. Okay? It could be that this role, this pressure cooker that you're in, this challenge, this very difficult situation you're in, the success here is really adding to your overall happiness of life. I feel like it's satisfying and fulfilling on multiple levels of your being. It's not just one or the other. This has all the cups, pretty much, right? This is the way of life, though. This is a dream that keeps on dreaming. This is the happiness that keeps on happening. And it could be that this victory here, whatever it is, setting you up in this new position, is really going to be a continued happiness. It's something that's just going to Just keep getting better, make every day better and better. Yeah. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And let's see, we're just going to set it down right over here. We're going to put our very own Kelly Kapoor right on top, right there. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need. If you have a prediction for that card, put it in the comments. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's totally free, doesn't cost anything, and it really does help out the channel, and I do appreciate that. Okay, general energy now. Let's take a look at that on the path of the serpent. We got the Two of Swords, and this is the moon in Libra. I feel like this is your general energy now because this is how you've solved the problem. This is how we went from kind of being indecisive or being confused or just kind of overanalyzing our lives and that sort of thing, to really finding the simple commitment of the Prince of Swords. Rather than looking at everything as having to pick, one over the other, rather than using the swords to dissect everything and analyze everything, and really we do that. We cut things up into enough pieces, we get an Eight of Swords. And the more we divide things, the more things there are, and then we have to divide those things. And then those things. There's no way to get to the absolute smallest piece of anything. We keep chopping something in half, and eventually we're just going to have to, it's going to have to be smaller and smaller and smaller, but we just keep chopping. It just gets more and more and more and more pieces. So there has to come a point where we stop doing that, and what makes the final decision, we have all this information now. We had what started out as two options. Now we've got a million pieces, a billion pieces, right? There has to come a point where we just stop and use our intuition and trust in something and make a decision, right? It's the difference between really the sage and the fool, right? The fool won't do the analysis. The fool will just close its eyes and just randomly pick a direction. But, maybe that's a good method. But I think yours is a little bit different. Yours is to do the analysis and then close your eyes and make a random choice, right? So it's almost like it's a guess, but it's a fully informed guess. It's an educated guess, right? And I think that's indicated by the little lunar crescent at the top of this card, showing that there is a way to transcend this idea of the dichotomy, the split, the analysis, the duality. Okay, there's kind of a third option for you. I feel like this is a reminder that you've got to continue to do your analysis, continue thinking with your very intelligent mind, but trust in your intuition. Okay? Trust in your intuition, especially when it comes to what to do about this. Let's see what's in the environment now. Six of Pentacles. It is the recognition by I think it's an acceptance into a group. Maybe there's an elite group, and it's interesting that it feels like you're kind of being offered the head position in this group. So not only are you being inducted into something, but then you're being asked to kind of lead the way and to kind of, to accept the kind of lead role here. For some reason, I feel you have a connection with wolves. I don't know if the wolf is a particularly powerful symbol or animal for you, but look out for the wolf energy. Okay, could be the wolves at the door. Could be the lone wolf. Because if you're being inducted into this group and you're being singled out as the cream of the crop, I think there's going to be some jealousy going on. I think there are other people that may be sitting at the same round table as you, but have a different kind of agenda. Okay? That really are envious of the accomplishments that you're making. Okay? Be on the lookout for that, for sure. This is something that I think is going to give you a much needed and much expected increase in finances. Okay, I don't see it as being like a sudden jackpot. I feel like this is kind of like being compensated for the hard work that you did. But I also feel as if it is like a leveling up. It is like a promotion. So it might be more than you expected, but there is that kind of that financial component to this that I think is obviously very, very welcome at this point. Is there a challenge? Challenge is the Knight of Pentacles, and that's the energy that has to look into the future. Okay. What are your long-term plans? Okay. That's going to help you determine what to do with, I think, this victory or this win or this success that you're achieving. And if we want to continue this Nine of Cups into the foreseeable future, what do you need to do right now today to keep this Nine of Cups going, right? If you look 5 or 10 years down the road, you want to see that Nine of Cups still. Well, really want to see the 10 of Cups, but we got the Nine of Cups, right? So you want to see your future self still living this super abundant life, okay? So the Knight of Pentacles looks out into the future and says, who do I want to be, where do I want to be, and what do I want to be doing 5 or 10 years down the road? Well, we want to be doing this, all right? We know that. Because we're experiencing this now, we want to keep it going as long as we can. What do you need to do right now today to keep that, to make sure this vision stays there and stays clear and that you're headed in that direction? Okay? So we might need a little bit of kind of more of a long-term plan. Okay? And I wonder if maybe in your life you didn't always have the long-term plan. Okay, it feels like maybe we're kind of wrapped up in just what to do now. Maybe part of the Eight of Swords is because we didn't have the long-term plan. If we have the long-term plan, it makes it very clear what we need to do right now today, and that's what you're doing. So maybe this is how you got away from the Eight of Swords, is that we started to think a little bit more about what do we want down the road. Okay, final outcome card, Five of Cups. Interesting. Interesting. With all of this success, there is, I think, one little tinge of disappointment. And I think that your success is going to bring some kind of shady characters out of the woodwork. I think more than that, I think people who you feel are close to you are going to maybe reveal a different side of themselves. The Five of Cups feels to me that there's a disappointment in someone in your life. Okay, with all this success that we're getting, with all of this, I mean, it's a Nine of Cups, and maybe I jinxed it when I slipped and said 10 of Cups, because maybe the one thing missing is that person that you would have thought would have been there to help you celebrate, but I feel like they're not showing up. Okay. And I feel that this is going to kind of influence what your choices are and what kind of future you see for yourself. I don't know if this is related to a spouse, or there's a suggestion of an Aquarius person in your life. I don't know if that's someone significant to you. Maybe they are the wolf. I don't know. But it seems that the one cup that's missing is going to be that person. And it feels like that person, they've probably been there for you when you were down, but they're not showing up for you now that you're up. You know, they're not there to celebrate with you, and I'm not sure why that is. Let's, should we do with that? Let's do a couple cards from the Handel Tarot. Let's see if that Five of Cups if we can get any sort of clarity on that. Yeah, there's the Star, there's the Aquarius person. Yeah, the Star is the tarot card that rules the sign of Aquarius. And this may be a confirmation that, yes, it is an Aquarius person that we're talking about. A friend, family member, romantic partner, business partner, I don't know. What this card is also saying is that this scenario, this situation for you, is revealing a lot about who you are and why you're here. And this really could be a little bit bittersweet. Because when we have that kind of gnosis and we see the path before us that we're meant to walk, it may be difficult to realize that some people aren't going to be walking that path with us. It may be that our path, we can see it taking us this way, and someone we care about, their path is taking them a different way. So I don't think this is the wolf. I think that this might be the natural parting of ways of very close friends, family members, maybe a romantic partner. It could be the business partner or something, I don't know. But it feels like it's someone we thought would always be there. And it maybe is you walking away. Maybe that's part of the bittersweetness of it. Right? That we know this is our path. We've had this revelation. We see the path in front of us. And we're not parallel with that person anymore. Yeah. And they may be an Aquarius person. They may not be. They may be an air sign or something else. I don't think it matters much. I think the important component of this star card is that the revelation of your path and your future. And that it might involve leaving someone or something behind that you thought would always be with you. Okay? So there's that tinge of sadness in all of this. I don't like ending a reading that way, but let's look at the mystery card, yeah? The mystery card will bring things into perspective, I feel. I don't know what to expect here except, well, maybe the Justice card, maybe your Power card. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is earthly power. The Four of Pentacles is sometimes it's an inability for us to look outside of our own box, our own four walls. And so it feels as if, I said it a little while ago that it's kind of a decision you have to make if you're going to accept this position and kind of if you're going to be, if you're going to allow yourself to kind of take this opportunity and accept this role and become this thing and do this thing. Because I feel like the Four of Pentacles is you kind of saying, no, I refuse this. And it could be because we really don't want to lose perhaps this person or whatever this energy is. And because this feeling is rather strong, or this is kind of maybe unexpected or unwanted, that we're choosing to put our success and prosperity, and maybe the Six of Pentacles, right? That we might choose to put that on hold in order to keep this thing or this person, to keep this life that we've had, right? So we're going to stay in this smaller box because we don't want to lose that thing. That if we were to accept this role and accept our destiny would take us away from something that we like, that we want to keep, right? It's going to involve letting go of something. And so the Four of Pentacles is us, in a way, considering refusing this call, refusing this promotion, refusing to follow this destiny in order to avoid that Five of Cups. Okay? And so this is us kind of, I'm going to stay home. I'm not going to go out on that adventure even though I know I'm supposed to, but I want to stay here because I like it here. I like the people here, and I don't want things to change. Okay? This is kind of a shocking ending for me. I wasn't expecting that Five of Cups, but I understand why it's there. And I feel that you have, there's a real intensity in your life right now. And we're going to do an extended reading. And if you want to stick around, you can click on the link in the corner. There's one down below. New readings for Libra every Wednesday and Saturday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is free. Leave a comment. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Especially if this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. Thank you for joining us. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.